Right, our Malawi video all about how you achieve very clear water took me a long time. This tank's been set up about 3 months. I'll give you a quick run through while we're far back. Lighting, I went for LEDs, which are very bright. There's a blue and white, a white and a blue. Superb. Keep the wattage down. The whole light system at the moment is only about 60 watts. When all 4 lights are on, it's only about 90 watts. Much cheaper than tubes, and I think a better colour. Besides that, onto the tank, absolutely crystal clear most of the time. A few bits in there right this second, but it took me a long time to work out how to get it this good. If you want to go to the side and show the side view there, Josh, how clear we've managed to achieve the clarity. Now, we tried a couple of canister filters at first, and even the Eheim, the big Eheim, didn't really do it. The fish were just too messy and it's too much mess. So I bought a new tank which is slightly bigger, just under 5 foot, 30 inches deep and 22 inches wide. The problem is with the canister filters, you're forever cleaning them, or constantly cleaning them with Malawis. So we bought this one with a sump, and it's took me a lot of YouTube videos which have been fantastically helpful, but I think I've made our sump the best of everything. So I'm going to run you through inside the sump. So opening the doors, the first thing we've got is a moving bed filter. Now this moving bed filter runs completely off the tank. No air stones, no air lines, no noisy pumps, no extra electricity to run it. It drags air down the pipes, mixes in with the water, and everything flows, and it works superb. A little bit of tinkering about to get it absolutely right. No blockages. That's been running only about 2 weeks or so at the moment. The next section of my sump has got one little plant in at the moment, but it will eventually end up with a lot of plants. But the light at the top is just an energy saving one. I'm waiting for a proper plant bulb to arrive, which I've ordered. So once that comes, hopefully the sump there will be full of plants, and that should do an awful lot of good. The next section is more like a normal sump now. We've got bio balls on the bottom, coming up through Afrogrog and a few other bits I had. I put all them in on the top with a little bit of wool on the top just to take fine particles out, and my carbon sits in there. I don't always use carbon, but I have got some in at the moment. It goes over this section and then basically just works like a normal up and down filter, up through all this Eheim media, which I personally do like, although it's expensive, and through a very fine sponge, a very thick fine sponge at the end, and then drops back over into my final chamber, which has got me pumping. Now I've got the Fluval pump, the 7500 Fluval, the S4, which works superb. I did try the Eheim 5000 and it wasn't that good, to be honest. Everybody on YouTube says it was good. It wasn't that good. So I forked out and bought the Fluval one, which I think is quieter, smoother. I think it's a much better pump, but it is quite bulky. So that's how we've achieved everything we've achieved. We have got a little bit more soundproofing to do. As you can see, we have got some on the insides here, but I will thicken this up. Noise wise, it's quite quiet. We get a little bit of noise if you've got no telly on or anything, but once the doors are shut with the telly on of a night, you don't notice it. So after all the work on YouTube, which has been fantastic, everybody else's ideas, I thought I'd put mine on just to show you how I achieve what I've achieved, and hopefully maybe some of the ideas I've used, pinch from everybody else, but put them all together, might work for somebody else. The sump, just a quick thing about the sump, I designed that myself off what I'd already read. It's basically an up and down, apart from the section for plants, which just goes straight over the top. I'll just show you that once more. You can just to clarify. Water comes in through the pipes, straight down. It goes through a sponge, over the top, back up, and then this bit will just circulate, but gently for the plants, back over the top, at the top, and then it's basically just an up and down filter. The glass sections are made for myself. They work perfectly. Just keep the condensation in, so in here it doesn't get too condensated, and the water levels don't drop constantly where you're topping it up like on a marine tank. But because it's Malawi's, you don't need the section. As long as these have got gaps in for air to move in and out, I find there's no problem with it. There's plenty of gaps, but it does keep a lot of the condensation in, so your cabinet doesn't get damp and the room doesn't get full of condensation, and also you don't have to top it up regular. So all in all, that's 3 foot, that sump, by 18 inches deep, 18 inches wide, and all in all, as you can see, it's been running 3 months now, and it keeps absolutely clean. I'm well pleased with it, and not a great deal of work to keep the sump. I've never cleaned out. That's how it's been since we set it up. So it still looks clean. Everything seems to be dealing with the mess, and all in all, my superb tank with a lot of work from YouTube, and a big thanks to YouTube and all the people that post things. So I thought I'd post mine, maybe help you a little bit.